We are on what to expect at your bar bat mitzvah party, part 2. So we're up to what happens when you're the center of attention, right? So one thing that can happen in the center of attention is your friends may put you in the center of a circle. If they put you alone in the center of a circle, there are a few things that can happen. Okay, one is they can bring a chair. The most safe feeling in the world might be like this. You're sat in a chair surrounded by all your best friends, and one of them goes under your feet in like a kind of a push-up position and starts doing push-ups with your feet on their back like you're a king. One person might bring you a glass of water, one person might fan you, and it's a little bit of like a hatzaga. It's a little bit of like a play act, as if you're the king. In a sense, you're the king of the moment, the man of the hour, the woman of the hour. So other things that can happen in the center of the circle is, and this happens more frequently at weddings than at bar and bat mitzvahs, is you sit there and friends come and dance in front of you, okay? This would actually be a cool tradition to start, is if the chatana bar mitzvah or the kalata bat mitzvah sits in a chair, and then the father and the mother also sit in the chairs, and then friends come and dance in front of them, just like what happens at weddings. I think that would be pretty cool. If you're a friend of a bar mitzvah and you're watching this, when it's your bar mitzvah, and then you come to your friend's bar mitzvah, you might bring 3 chairs next time, not just 1 chair. And then class can do class dances. Sometimes the class has a dance that they all know, in which case they should tell the DJ about this song before the event, preferably, or at the very beginning of the event, so that the DJ can prepare the music. If they have sometimes the class has a song, or the shevet has a song that they prepared. Maybe they took a popular song like, I don't know, Mapecha, SIMCHAS, or some other song, and they rewrote the words. So the words are about the Chatana bar mitzvah or Kalata bat mitzvah, or just generally about bar mitzvah in general. It's a very ancient practice that Jews have been doing this forever and ever, for ages. So that's another thing that might happen. It's good to know these things ahead of time for the MC. Again, I'm talking about the MC hat, the MC head, the MC roles and responsibilities at the parties, to kind of sequence things, because there's a lot of things going on at a party. There's food temperature, we want to get hot. There's a schedule, there's slideshows, there might be special guests that just show up for a few minutes. And the MC is kind of taking in all of the information and putting it in a way that makes sense based on his experience of what makes the best flow for a party. There are a million other pieces that go into setting up the schedule for a party in advance and then making adjustments in the moment that I can't get into right now in this video because we'd be here forever. I want to come back to the theme of being on the dance floor and being the solo, the person at the focus of attention. If you enjoy being the focus of attention, we can do something to welcome you onto the dance floor, which is make 2 rows of all your friends so they're all facing each other, and then you walk through them. Either they can making a bridge, with each person holding hands above. For girls, what we typically do, sorry guys, we just don't bring this out for boys very much, is arches, pink and white arches, that you get to walk through those arches very slowly, and fireworks there. What we can do is we can do the boys, your friends, making a bridge with their hands, or clapping, or bridge. Sometimes they'll give you a pat on the back or someplace as you walk through. If you really like party atmosphere, I can teach the boys a song that goes, well, my name is Eliyahu. Eliyahu, Eliyahu, ein kamocha ba'olam. Eliyahu, Eliyahu, ohavim otcha kulam. And it repeats. And it goes, oh, and it goes back. Eliyahu, Eliyahu, ein kamocha ba'olam. So even though you've already been at the party for a little bit and seen your friends there, and they've seen how you're dressed, and there might be a sign-in board, maybe posed for some magnets, this is called the entrance to the dance floor, okay? Some people say, I don't want any entrance to the dance floor. Some people say, I want it all. The fireworks, the everything. When it's fireworks, what we do is with boys, it's a little harder to get them focused, but we have 2 boys holding fireworks, and the fireworks are spring fire, and we like to have the boy walk through that circle of hands. We might play a slow song. This is if we have a DJ and MC team who can operate both as an MC and a DJ. With one person who's doing all these things at once, there are a lot of things that one person just can't do. Even me. Because there's timing to everything. And you can't be 2 places at once. You can't be on the dance floor lighting fireworks and at the same time changing songs, right? So Um, Believe me, I've tried. so, so the boy walks through the arms or the singing or, or nothing, or just walks onto the dance floor just with a soft song. There doesn't even have to be any kind of pomp and circumstance. There doesn't have to be any kind of like audience involvement or guest involvement. It can just be that he walks. He could walk through pretending to sing a song, like lip syncing, or he could walk through singing. He could sing himself onto the dance floor. And then we can do fireworks if it's allowed. And then we can start with like a fast song that's going to be kind of a circle dance song. Typically we do a circle dance song first. Everybody just goes in a circle. Like I said, the bar mitzvah will usually be in the center with his father or grandfather, and other people dancing around them. Remember, when you're there, look at the camera. What are you going to do? Look at the camera. What are you going to look at? The camera over there, right? Look at wherever the camera is. You're going to look at the camera when you're dancing with in that solo dance with what, like, your closest relative or your rabbi. Look at the camera at that moment. All right, so that's how it starts off. Then some circle dancing that can go on for 10 minutes. Depends on the crowd. Then you can add from the circle. We can go on to the conga line or the train, right, where the bar mitzvah boy is in the front, or if he's really shy not to be in the front. There also, look at the camera. And he can give like high fives to the people who aren't in the conga line. Just walking through, you can walk through with your hands rolling like this. Without music and the party environment, it's like a little silly. Who's this guy with the purple kippah going like this? But at the party, when the right music is being played, the atmosphere is being built because the DJ is building the excitement through manipulating the music, the song selection, the tempo, the volume, all kinds of effects. He's building the environment so you can be in the front of that train and giving high fives to anybody who's not in the train. More and more people will come into the train. It's pretty soon you can feel the energy behind you from all the people in the train, and you're trying to go around and find the cracks without hitting the waiters, and then come back onto the dance floor, make a circle again. Okay. At this point, like I said, why don't we just say this is what we're going to do? Okay. And then we'll just kind of stick to the script. In Hebrew it's called a tasrit. We start with a circle. We go to the conga line or train. Not really a conga line, more a train. We could do a little bit of follow the leader dance. So I could come in and we could follow a song that says, Hava, Nagila, Hava. Now, if I see that there's some older people there and they'll feel really comfortable with that song, I might play the traditional version. If I see that there aren't so many older people who aren't going to get on the dance floor no matter what, or if I see that the older people would be fine with me playing some more contemporary music, even if it just has like a hint of what they're familiar with for simple music, then I might do something more modern. I like to do this Hava Nagila song by Gad Elbaz. Whatever other songs I can do there in the beginning, I can do Tzama, I can do Karlibach, a kind of melodies. I can do all kinds of things. I can do the penguin dance, which is a set dance. Okay, if you haven't learned that, it goes, you kick out to the right, to the right, to the left, jump forward, jump back, ya da 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 da, and jump forward, jump back, jump forward. Sorry, I said it wrong last time. You're gonna go kick out to the right, kick out to the left. Here. Picture's worth 1,000 words, right? I'm gonna explain it to you. The penguin dance. It goes to the right, to the right, to the left, jump forward, jump back, jump forward. That's it. Super simple. So what did we say? We said we start with a Hasidic shuffle. Well, we do some kind of entrance, depending on your comfort level and how much you want audience participation, how much they want to participate, how much they're willing to participate. Some kind of entrance, because even if you just walk onto the dance floor, you entered the dance floor. Okay, but if we do it with a little bit of a dramatic music and a shift in the music, it cues people like, ooh, it's time to dance. Okay, we do the Hasidic shuffle with probably adults and kids. Depends on the size of the dance floor, depends on people's willingness, their tiredness level, how much they want to dance. And it depends really on the Baal Simcha. If the Baal Simcha is wanting to dance, it kind of transmits. And I mean the father of the Simcha and the boy, or the girl and the mother. If we don't see the father dancing, then it's very unlikely that adults will dance. It's possible if they're uncles who are close to the boy, but it's quite unlikely. Boys typically do want to dance unless they feel like they're too cool to dance, which, then we can either just let it be and see what other attractions there are to do there. Can't force anybody to dance. The more we try to force people to dance, the less they're likely to dance. We can invite them to dance and kind of encourage them. We can move to the beat, okay? It's important for parents that there's dancing. One thing that parents can do is move their bodies to the beat, just moving a little bit. A little shoulder shrug when you hear the beat. And what I will do as a DJ or a Holy Simcha event group DJ, other than me, will do is play music that is progressively more and more kitzbi, more with a beat. We'll start with something mellow and give something more that's going to be like, clear where the beat is. Because when we're dancing, ideally we're moving to the beat. We're not just moving on a dance floor, but we're moving to the beat. If you don't know what I mean, then ask me when we see each other in person and I have some DJ equipment out, and I'll teach you what it means to move to the beat. So then we have the entrance. We have the Hasidic shuffle with the boy and just his father or grandfather in the center, friends. We have the sequence with the giant talit or the giant kala skirt. We talked about what goes on there. We have the Hava Nagila. Okay, and the Hava Nagila, if it's for an older crowd, it'll be a very traditional Hava Nagila from what they remember. If it's a newer crowd, it will be the God Elbaz Hava Nagila, which I'll show you. The words kind of tell you some of the steps to do. Take 2 steps to the left, 2 steps to the right, and turn around in circles tonight, okay? And then there's some things where it's like, it doesn't tell you what to do. Rather, there's space to do what you want to do. And if you don't know what you want to do, then we can go to follow the leader. I can be the first leader, okay? And then just everybody do what I do. If I go like this, then everybody do like this. If I go like this, then everybody do like this, right? Whatever, okay? And then somebody else can take the turn to be the leader. Now that's in the context of being in a circle, not with somebody doing a solo in the center or a duo in the center. So we talked about that. Okay? We could do the Hava Nagila. We can do the center soloist or the center duos until people are tired of that. We can also do follow the leader that's not follow the dance motivator, but I can hand over the necklace, and whoever has that necklace, we do what that person does. Okay? Or if there's a necklace, just whoever I point to. I point to this person. We can do other things on the dance floor also, like everybody pick a partner and pretend to throw a ball and catch a ball from them, right? Pick a new partner, catch a ball, right? We could do find one person, and that becomes your high five, flyby, high five buddy. So whenever I say high five buddy, wherever you are on the dance floor, find that high five buddy and give him a flyby high five. There's so many fun things to do on the dance floor. We talked about we didn't talk about raising the boy on the chair. If you're a guest at the party and you're going to help raise the boy on the chair, make sure there are at least 4 people there. Make sure that there are at least 4 people there, 1 holding every corner, ideally 2 holding every corner, and make sure that the bench of the chair, the seat of the chair, is flat at all times. If it's not flat, he could fall over. The best is that he doesn't fall over. If he's going to fall over, he should fall over to people there to catch him. So you can't just do it with 4 people. You need to really have 10, 15 people around. If you can have an adult supervising, that's best. Adults, if you're at the party, you guys get in there, because this is a moment of risk that we do not want anybody getting injured at. So adults, if you're able-bodied and strong, get in there close to the chair. Ideally, he's going to be sitting, imagine this is the L and this is the seat in the back of the seat. Make sure only you're using a chair that's a sturdy chair. Don't use some kind of flimsy chair. And then he can be tilted back a little bit, because if he's sitting kind of like in a right angle, there's more of a chance he's going to tilt forward and just fall out of the chair. He might look terrified. I've not seen people fall out of the chair and get hurt. In all the years I've done this, I don't have insurance, and I don't tell people to do this, but it's typically something that's done. I don't have insurance to cover somebody falling out of a chair. It's not my thing, but no reason that anybody should fall out of a chair. If a person doesn't feel safe being in the chair, up in the air. I'm not trying to rhyme, though it does sound kind of sublime. I'm a poet, I know it. So then he can be on a chair on the floor. 4 legs on a chair. He can be on the chair on the floor, and then boys can come stick their legs in between the legs of a chair. More. And holding, all right, so you'll have 4 or 5 boys basically sitting on the floor with their feet sticking into the chair, kind of making, if you looked at it from top, it would look like a star. And then in between each boy who's sitting on the floor, that boy sitting on the floor is going to sit on the floor and have his hands out. There's going to be a boy holding this hand and a boy holding that hand. And that boy is holding it. If you imagine paper dolls holding hands, he's holding the hands of the next boy who's sitting on the floor. Okay? It's easier to see this in a video than for me to explain it. So that's another dance floor activity, for lack of a better term. We could call it dance floor shtick, but I'm going to call dance floor shtick more the physical objects, like a giant jump rope. So spinning him around like that. Now, if the bar mitzvah boy is really daring, then the boys in his class and adults, because this is a moment where injury could happen. I'd rather teach you guys how to do this as safely as possible, than say go for it. But since people go for it anyways, I'm going to tell you what to absolutely not do and what to definitely do. If the boy's going to go crowd surfing on you guys, so you guys should make shoulder to shoulder lines. So there's maybe 10 boys on this side and 10 boys facing those 10 boys. Imagine, right? I'll just do 4 and 4, right? So these guys are facing each other, these guys are facing each other, facing each other, facing each other, and then the boy who's going to jump on to this zip tie of arms, and they're all going to like toss him up. They should be tossing him up and tossing him towards the end of the line. And when he gets to the end of the line, there should be one person in the line who's there to help him make sure he doesn't come down face first, but help him with hands like this, and put his legs down first. And everybody should be listening to him when he says, "Enough!" Time to put him down. Okay, so that's called the crowd surfing dance floor activity. Wow, we've got a lot of dance floor activities so far, and we haven't even gotten to the jump rope or the limbo stick or the hula hoops. Okay, a lot of these things might happen in the second dance round. They might happen in the first. But we talked about goals, roles, and expectations. So we also talked about the roles of the professional there, the professional MC, DJ, party pumper. That might be one person who's trying to run around and do all the 3 of those. It might be 2 people that are splitting up those roles, or it might be 3 people. Even if it's 3 people, they can't make themselves into a host of friends and relatives. That depends on the guests. The guests have to participate in dancing, otherwise it just becomes a solo dance party with the party pumper. So there's subtle instructions. There's sometimes instructions over the mic. Everybody do what I do. If people aren't getting the hint from just like, look at me, like do what I do, like a nonverbal, what I do, right? So if the crowd isn't going along, which in my experience of 1,200 bar mitzvahs, it's rare, but some crowds are just too anxious. If they don't go along, there's not a whole lot that the party pumper MC DJ can do. So what was likely to happen is that DJ party pumper MC can pull out a giant jump rope and say, okay, you guys don't want to dance? Even if I'm going to break the ice and be the first fool on the dance floor, let's just take out a giant jump rope or even a broomstick and start playing limbo. Totally fine. The key is that we're moving, because there's tnuot haguf, there are motions of the body, and then there's rikudim. And what's said about rikudim is al yadei rikudim u'mechiat kaf al kaf mamtikim kol adinim. So we talked at the beginning of what is this bar mitzvah celebration anyways? We talked about having new clothes and having your own style, and clothes that are comfortable for you and that you identify with. I've worn many different kinds of clothes in my life, and today I'm comfortable in these. Tomorrow I might not be comfortable in these. Might be comfortable in some other clothes or other style. But that's the same thing for your bar mitzvahs. You're not really going to know which one of these are something you really want to do or comfortable with until you try it. Although you might be saying, I know just my sense of self is telling me I don't want to go up in a chair, or I don't want to have an entrance where I'm singing or I'm lip syncing or people are making a hand arch, or I definitely want that. It's up to you to both be open-minded to trying something new and also listening to yourself as I explain these things. And if these things are going, I just don't know what these things are from a verbal explanation, and you need to see pictures or video, well, we're trying to get that together for you also. We didn't get to line dancing, and we didn't get to the jumping over the snake game. So the jumping over the snake game is something that kids often play, first grade, second grade, third grade. And part of what we do on the dance floor of a bar mitzvah or bat mitzvah is get to be kids again. That goes for adults, and it also goes for the bar mitzvah class and the bat mitzvah class, and the shevet especially goes for the seniors. So one thing is that one person goes in the center and takes a rope and just goes around and around a circle. And when it comes to you, jump. jump. That's it. If it hits you, if it touches you, you go out of the circle until everybody else has been eliminated. It's a game. It's a playground game that goes great on the dance floor. The other one is giant jump rope. Giant jump rope and limbo. Okay, for giant jump rope is it might be one person going across. Now you need two people holding the rope at the same time and turning the rope, and those two people need to be coordinating, because if one is turning faster than the other, the whole thing's just going to get tangled. You have to watch out for the size of the ceiling. If the ceiling is too low, then the rope's going to hit the ceiling. One thing we don't want to do at a party is mess with the ceiling. Then it can be decided, are we going to go let people come in one at a time or two people at a time? Or if we have a big enough rope and a big enough space, 3 people or 4 people at a time. So your MC, party pumper, or DJ, if you don't have a team of 2 or 3, has to be kind of like telling you, or somebody, an adult or somebody like a B'nai Akiva or Snif Madrich can be the one deciding. What they can't decide and announce is that we're all going to agree not to jump in whenever we want, that we're not going to run in from either side, we're all going to run in from the same side, and we're going to take turns, and we're going to count as the person jumps. Those are things that the group just needs to get. The group just needs, and if it's like a normal group of people, they'll say, I understand what's going on here. We're doing giant jump rope, and we're all going to participate in all coming in from the same side and going in turns, or making agreements about how many go in. If it's like a full-on ADD class, then it's just nothing's going to work. They're just going to all jump in and run in from different sides. So ideally, I would like the whole class to see this video of every bar mitzvah class, so they understand like what's going to be expected, so that things will flow and be fun. Let's talk about more things that go on the dance floor in a separate video.